Hi everybody, and welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. But this is me with my emotional exchanges, and it's the reading for the week to kind of tell you what's going on in your emotional realm. I'm changed it slightly, so it's 2 cards for each sign of the Zodiac. And what I do with that is the first card is the good vibe that you want or that will be happening. And the second one is the bad trip to avoid, to consider that these actions could happen. So we're going to do that with my new favorite deck for the emotional exchanges, the Final Rose Tarot. All right. Beautiful deck. Hope everybody's had a really good last week. This week we are off to some interesting astrological dynamics. I don't always understand all of those, but I think it does speak to emotionality, of course. So keep a cool and level head, everyone. All right. So like last week, I will pull the first card from the top of the deck, the good vibration, and then the bad vibration will come from the bottom. So first up is Aries. Aries has the reversed 7 of Wands. The good vibration. It may be that you should really just consider not going there with somebody in respect to arguments or fights, or trying to maintain perspective in relationships. It just really looks to me like there's a retreat kind of position indicated here. And so this is the best thing you can do, I think. You want to encourage everybody maybe retreating so they can consider their other options or behavior. Now also for Aries, what's the bad trip that you want to kind of steer clear of? And it's the reversed Page of Pentacles. I think you're going to find that some of the emotional things going on are incredibly uninspiring for you, and that you may actually feel like just letting them go and pursuing something different altogether. Nothing really in the way of friendships or relationships. You might just want to focus on more other material matters of some sort. That's what I'm getting from that reversed Page of Swords. Then we have Taurus. And Taurus has a page 2. They have the Page of Cups. So this is that good vibration. Taurus, you're really moving forward in being appealing and maybe attractive to your intended audience. You may be feeling really poetic and feeling springish thoughts, that it's very natural to start thinking about getting out into the hustle bustle of emotionality, whether it's finding a relationship or enhancing your relationships by being outdoors, things like that. So it's a love of nature kind of thing is going on maybe. Now what would you want to avoid, Taurus? So then for the vibration that you want to quit, you have the upright 9 of Roses, and it says meet your parents. And I think this is saying that there's a determination that's a little bit grim about, you know, what your expectations are in the emotional department. You may be aware that you're fighting some fights, you're into some arguments or battles. I don't know if it exactly relates to that Page of Cups there. It could, but I think what it's saying is really try to avoid feeling resigned about this, that maybe it's just best to even find a way to remove yourself from that obligation. It sort of does seem that way. So then Gemini, the good vibration is the Six of Wands. It says challenge winner. And so I think that from that emotional perspective, you're feeling like you are on top of the world. You are able to give and receive true emotional feelings to those who need them, whether they're a primary relationship or whether they're children or other people in your life. So what could be the bad trip with that? The meathead, the Knight of Mirrors or Knight of Swords. And so the thing to avoid maybe is being a meathead, being too forceful in where you're pursuing things. So applying a sword, this sword, the Knight of Swords, to the emotional realms, it's about the pursuit of the object of affection or attention. And so it may be saying you should try to avoid being a meathead, being too forceful, being too aggressive. Cancer. Cancer has the Chariot, herein known as the limo. The good vibration Cancer is that you could be a lot more assertive than maybe you normally feel at this time. You could feel really like you are ready to take the challenges of whether it's love or just moving ahead in emotional exchanges with other people, you know, doing the right things with other friends or parents or co-workers in your circle. A lot of initiative here, whatever you're deciding to do. Now, don't get committed though. Avoid becoming committed to some degree. The Two of Cups is talking perhaps about that idea of commitments. And I think this is saying that despite this idea of really pulling out there and, you know, just sort of making the world your own, you don't want to get into certain fast-moving relationships where maybe you're expected to bond or have trust too soon. Take your time. Moving on to Leo. The Bachelorette, or we might know them better as the Empress. But herein, this looks to me like, you know, that proverbial, you hit the jackpot. Leos really are exemplifying being emotionally involved with a person, a group of people, other people's welfares or concerns. Maybe it's material objects or pursuits, gambling, playing music. You're really turning on super Leo love power, loving what you do, and maybe doing it for others too. So what should you avoid, my Leo friends? It's the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Rings, the camera guy. What you may need to avoid is getting into the idea of too much direction that maybe is not yours to call. Like maybe this is talking really about staying within the realms you best know. And so this could be saying that if you're trying to get involved with things that you really haven't been associated with, and I'm trying to put this emotional, so it's kind of hard. It just may be saying, really, if you're hoping to kind of move into some friendships or circles and quickly kind of be in charge of them or direct them in certain ways, that's really what we're talking about here. Avoiding the idea that you're the one who's calling the shots, or you're the one who's, controlling things. Virgo. Virgo has the reversed Page of Pentacles. The Optimist reversed. Well, the good vibe about that, I guess, would be saying that you should probably be even-minded and not overly optimistic. That you should take your inspiration from where you really see things rather than where you hope things will be. And then you will probably vibe correctly. Don't let yourself be fooled by flash and grandeur. Trying to put that into the concept of the good vibration. So I think those opportunities come to you, I suppose, that you have an opportunity to really understand something better in a way. So from the bottom, what is not good for you, the bad trip to avoid, it's the reversed Seven of Pentacles. And reverse Seven of Pentacles may be saying, if you've been feeling it's time really to make some moves to kind of put things into gear, it may not be yet. You may need to still consider and wait where you need to apply your energies, that this may not be a time to do things just yet in terms of emotional pursuits or contentments. So if you were thinking that this was when you had to either intercede with somebody in a friendship situation, or if you had to make an overture romantically or in a friendship way, maybe this isn't the right week for that for certain reasons. Okay, Virgo, on to Libra. Well, Libra has the reversed Eight of Swords. In your head. And of course, it's reversed, so the picture for us is right side up. The good vibe here is that maybe something you felt was in your head is not in your head. That maybe feelings you felt, maybe about attractions romantically or about other emotional situations, whether somebody was lying to you or whether somebody was just hiding the truth, anything like that, it's not in your head. It is something maybe that you have to think about, that maybe there's a truth there for that. And that's actually going to be a good vibration for you because you're actually moving towards that understanding. So then the bad trip to avoid is the reversed Five of Pentacles. And I always think of the Five of Pentacles as a pretty sad card, but when it's reversed, it's a little bit better. It says on the card insecure, but we're turning the insecurity upside down. So the bad thing to avoid is, of course, feeling like there is nobody to help you. Remember, we said it was in your head. There really is no reason to feel insecurity at this time about your relationships or what things are going on. And that basically you should avoid those feelings because they could probably only make that reality more possible. Scorpio. Reversed Four of Pentacles. The vibration you want is to open up your heart. The vibration that will help you is to realize that you're not trapped, that you're not overly possessing or being possessed, that you're being a better person than you thought you were. On the negative side, you have Temperance Reversed, number 14. This is saying you should try to avoid immoderation at all costs this week. You should try to avoid extreme behaviors, overreacting to certain things, or putting into motion things that are beyond the scope of what is necessary in your plans. Sagittarius. Nine of Cups. Fantasy suites. Well, this is like your wish come true. So I am suggesting that for Sagittarians, you're going to see things that really look strongly magnifying your deepest desires or something you've really wished or longed for a long time. And you should do everything possible to encourage that vibe, to believe that your wish or your dream is about to come true. The energy that you don't want, that you want to avoid or you want to watch out for, is justice, upright. And so it may be that you want to watch for having to make certain decisions or having to apply different measures of strength or compassion to this situation that may be really what you're looking for. I guess you're trying to avoid an impropriety or an appearance of non-justice, of more or less looking like you got something you didn't deserve, that wish. So that's kind of interesting. Just going to go with that. Okay, Capricorn. The King of Roses. That's the King of Wands. The executive producer. I think that for Capricorns, you have to really pull all that managerial kind of talent and energy into your situation. This is especially talking about your charisma and how you can enact your charisma too. So you have your job cut out for you, but it really looks like you have the talent. To avoid the reversed Three of Roses. Reverse Three of Roses, I'm getting a strong feeling here that what you want to avoid is the look of being foolish, the look of being unbusinesslike, the look of being unplanned, unorganized. There's a danger here with feeling like you just don't know how to pull your plans together. You have to try for more confidence. So this is where it applies to the emotional realm, that if you're trying to promote relationships or primary relationships, being unconfident is going to work against you. You have to at least show that you're not. Aquarius. And Aquarius has the Wheel of Fortune called Destiny. And so I think we're thinking you should adopt the vibe of supreme luck, of feeling that nothing can go wrong, that you are in a winning circle, and that emotionally speaking, all of your exchanges are going to be highly great for you, whether it's about friendships or primary relationships. It's really about some really good things happening for you. But to avoid, the vibe to avoid, it's the Hanged Man reverse, to be continued. So what you need to avoid, I guess, is that you're not willing to do some things on your own that really would help you promote the luck, the lucky feeling. That maybe there's something there that, although this is a vibe you're moving towards, there's still some work to consider here in terms of what else you can do. And if this is applied to relationships, then it may be saying that you're looking at something that maybe you don't value anymore. And maybe the to be continued means you're really moving on to a new plot, a new movie, a new TV show, pilot. That's kind of interesting. And then finally, we're at Pisces. Pisces has the reversed Ace of Pentacles. The first state, it says. But for us, I think this is saying that your good vibration needs to include the idea that some beginnings take longer. Some things may have delays, but it doesn't mean it's the end. Understand that maybe for some people, there are some other situations going on and they don't have exactly the same kind of liberty that you might have. The ability to just, be as spontaneous as you might like. So then that to avoid, it's the reverse Queen of Roses. That's the Queen of Wands. And when reversed, this queen is a little bit on the chilly, frosty side. This queen is not necessarily polite or charming at all. She expects certain things. I'm saying this says, this week, Pisces, you have the possibility of being rather tedious to be around, rather spoiled or acting out. You need to avoid maybe this kind of thing that's happening in your emotional realm that is making you a little bit more edgy to be around. So that's what I had for the emotional exchanges, and I'm so glad you're with me. I hope to see you again next week, so take care. Bye-bye.